Look, I'm not saying that men can't wear jewelry, I'm just saying a lot of us don't really want to. Maybe that's because we prefer a more traditional masculine look, whatever that means, or maybe it's because we don't like how a lot of men's jewelry is actually a lot more about gold, silver, and wealth status signaling than it is about looking good in the first place. Maybe we're just not that into bling. But even the most manliest lumberjack who only owns one outfit still gets a bit jealous of all of the stuff in the accessories section for women. I mean, if there's one thing that men love to do, it's buy stuff to upgrade other stuff. Ask your credit card company, they know. And if you think about it, when we were all cavemen, it was our job to leave the cave in the cold and the rain and go and kill stuff to eat. So the first men's accessory was a pointy stick. The point is this: accessories for men do need to look good, but they also have to be functional first. Now, luckily, most of us don't need a pointy stick anymore, or a sword. We need something mightier. That's right, the first out of my top 6 accessories for men is a really sick pen. Imagine this, okay? You're in a meeting, you're striking deals, all right? The client is ready to sign. And then you pull out a pen that you got for free at a budget hotel chain and it doesn't quite work, so you have to like scribble in the corner to get the ink to come out. Instant aura penalty. Having a really sick pen means that you're always ready to sign checks, autographs, write sorry notes to leave under people's windshield wipers when you mess up your parallel parking. As well as that, writing with a really great pen feels good. Actually, it feels important. If you make the act of writing stuff down feel important and special, you're more likely to do it in the first place, and you're more likely to enjoy it, and you're more likely to take what you write more seriously. It's a very real possibility that a badass pen could be the difference between you journaling and writing your goals down or not. And if you don't write your goals down, they won't come true, apparently. It says here that one of my goals is for you to subscribe. Funny that. Now, when it comes to specific writing utensils, I really think you can't go wrong with the classics. A Parker Jotter is like $15. And if you want to spend a wee bit more, you could even get a fountain pen and be really pretentious. I do a lot of writing, but I actually prefer a pencil most of the time. These ones specifically. These are the Blackwing 602, and they're so good that I almost made an entire video just about pencils. You know who used these pencils? Steinbeck. Aura. Also, everything I'm talking about in this video will be linked in the description, and if there is one thing that you get, make it these pencils. You will never be able to use a regular pencil for the rest of your life without a little bit of puke coming up. That's how good they are. Okay, I pinky promise that not everything on this list is stationary, and I have some real wild cards coming up, but I can't not follow up a really sick pen with a really sick notebook. But not any notebook. See, notebooks are dangerous. Not all notebooks are equal. Some notebooks are more equal than others. Let me give you an example of a notebook that will make you look like a plonker. One of these. Have them at home and leave them at home, but if you're out and about and you get invited somewhere and you pull out this thing with the ribbons, nobody wants to hang out with Mr. Middle Management or Mr. HR. If you go too corporate on the notebook, it will make you seem way too high maintenance and way too type A. This notebook looks like you rely on it. Performative. It's like a crutch. Bad juju. On the flip side, one of these, utilitarian. It does what it needs to do. You can write a phone number in it and it won't get lost. I like these ones specifically. They're made by Moleskine, mostly because I prefer dots instead of lines, because I do a lot of diagrams like for lighting and stuff. But if you prefer lines, you could also get the foldy over the top style, like Blue's Clues. It's harder to pull off without looking like a parking warden, but if you can, fair play. I think these are perfect because you can shove them into your back pocket easy peasy. In fact, I often have them folded open to the page that I need. Bam, what's on my shopping list? Bam, what do I need to do today? I have a pen, go ahead. Also, you might think, but Hunter, I have Apple Notes or Google Keep or whatever app that you use. Sure, okay, fine. Imagine this. You've just met someone really cool and they're inviting you to their place for a barbecue. So you have to write down the address, the time, and the date, okay? Compare the Apple Notes. He's absorbed in his phone. Is he even paying attention? What is he doing? Eye contact? I hardly know it. He's distracted by Snapchat notifications. Delete that app, you're an adult. Compare that to the notebook. It's intentional. Eye contact is being maintained. It's classy. It's immediately obvious that you're taking a note and not checking your Twitter. It's immediately obvious that you have your shit together. The third accessory on this list will not be surprising to any of you who know me from my other channel on this website, and that is a camera. First of all, obviously, cameras look really cool, but the utility a camera has is crazy. You have a little box with a button on it that can freeze a moment in time. Taking a camera with me everywhere I go has quite literally changed my life entirely. Imagine you're at a social event or a conference. If you've got a camera, you can take people's photos. Now you have the world's best excuse to contact them later, except instead of the usual, "Oh hi, we met at the thing the other night," you get to say, "Here's some banger photos I took of you the other night. Feel free to use them in your Instagram carousel." Boom, immediately you've done them a favor. Plus, you've shown them in a subtle way that you have good taste. You've also shown them that you are generous and kind because you took the time to edit that photo up and send it over to them. I'd want to be friends with that guy. Even better, when you've got the camera around your neck, what does that say about you? You're sophisticated. You're a creative. There are very few other ways to effectively communicate to people that you appreciate the arts without looking like a total snob. But what does it mean to be creative though? Like, all of the rich private school kids want to be creative directors these days, whatever that means. Think about it. Create. You're creating something out of nothing. Art is one of the very few ways that you can create value in the world without it being tied to money. And as soon as money is involved, you might be making your workers pee in bottles or raising your tenants' rent every time a full moon happens. So nobody likes that guy. The fourth accessory is not something a lot of people think of when they think about accessories, but it might just be one of the most important ways you can showcase your style and personality. And it's a cool car. Not a fast car, not an expensive car, not a car that's broken almost all of the time, a cool car. Let's be real, with house prices the way that they are at the moment, a car is the most expensive thing most of us will ever buy. And so it says so much about you. It's the one purchase you're supposed to put the most thought into. So when you pull up to the function in a 2011 Chevrolet Equinox, think about what that says about you. And look, I'm not saying you need a Ferrari or a vintage Jag. I'm just saying, think about a car with some personality, hopefully one that matches yours. Personally, I'm currently carless at the moment here in Warsaw because paperwork, but I used to drive a Miata. If you think about that, it matches me. Small, fun, green, way more exciting than you would assume. Top comes off if you ask nicely enough, right? Before that, I had an 88 Corolla liftback. I had a few Mazda Astinas. Again, not expensive, fast, or rare cars by any stretch of the imagination, but still very cool. I miss my Astina. I like old Japanese cars, obviously, but you don't have to. There's all sorts of cool cars out there, and it's just a matter of finding the one that suits you the most. I could do a whole video on cool cars, but let's be honest, Pumphrey's got it covered. The point is this, when you drive something cool and unique, it lets you and all of your friends know that you are the main character of your own life. You have taste. You like nice things. You like things that are interesting. You didn't choose the most safety-starred, fuel-efficient refrigerator on wheels that was the sensible choice. You chose something that was a bit more fun. Even better if it's something that matches your lifestyle, right? Like if you're a surfer dude, maybe do a van conversion. Or if you're a farmer, get a truck. If you're a pretentious content creator like me, get a broken Porsche. Now, speaking of broken, this fifth accessory is an important one, and it's a multi-tool. First of all, everyone should carry a knife on them if it's legal, obviously. But for the love of God, would you stop carrying around that replica CSGO Karambit, please? It's not cool, and it's not even functional. In fact, unless your full legal name is actually Crocodile Dundee, I don't think it's ever really socially acceptable to pull out a combat knife. And neither should it be. Opening your Amazon order of melatonin gummies with a K-bar is ridiculous. Go get a pair of scissors. But the humble multi-tool most certainly does deserve some respect. Aside from a knife, which is good, they've also got, guess what? Other stuff. Now I have a few different ones, but above all else, this Leatherman Wingman is by far my favorite, and that's for one very specific reason. The pliers are spring-loaded. The more expensive Leatherman models don't have spring-loaded pliers because they are technically less durable. And over the last 15 years of owning this one, I have had to have it repaired twice. But that's okay with me. You could also go Swiss Army knife if you're more into that. The best thing on this is by far the tweezers. Absolutely underrated to have tweezers on you. Nothing worse than trying to ignore a splinter. Regardless of whichever one you get a good one and it will last you a lifetime. I really do love having the pliers of the Leatherman because a lot of what I do involves undoing things. But also I feel like pretty much every household in the entire universe has a Phillips screwdriver in it somewhere, but you'd be shocked at the amount of people that don't own a pair of pliers, and when you need them, you need them. And finally, accessory number 6 isn't something you can buy. There's no affiliate link in the video description, and there's no store that sells them on planet Earth, even the stores that have really cool vintage trousers in them. And that's because accessory number 6 is a good personality. There's nothing worse than meeting someone who is supremely stylish, 90s Brad Pitt core, just absolutely peak aura, dripped out 9000, and then it turns out that they're a loser or an but a great personality does not just mean being nice. Being nice is a bare minimum, chief. My dog is nice, but my dog doesn't provide stimulating conversation. Now, this is where a lot of people can make a wrong turn. Having a great personality is not the goal. It's the result of lots of other interesting goals. Hobbies, interests, adventures, going outside, trying to do things, and then failing. These are the ways that you become a well-rounded, interesting person. Even better, you could start to develop your personal taste more. You can be a leader by curating the vibe. Watching movies you aren't sure you'll like. Reading some books, but not performatively reading feminist literature. Like, read The Hobbit if you want. Read books about history, or Moby Dick, or Slaughterhouse-Five. Go to an art gallery. Don't do what everyone else in the art gallery does and wander around really slowly, spending exactly 5 seconds with each individual piece of art, pretending that you like all of them. Skip the boring ones that you don't like, find one that you do like, and stare at it for ages. Learn to play an instrument. That'll take a couple of years, it's worth it. Just make sure that no matter what you're doing it because you want to, and not because some influencer on the internet told you to. Apart from me, obviously. Here's the real catch. You might think that after all of that, your job is to then talk about it. No. I mean, you can, but what all of that personality building is teaching you is how to listen to other people's ideas, thoughts, and feelings, and how to respond. It teaches you to notice the way you feel and why you feel that way. It develops your taste, which really just means your ability to confidently say whether or not you think something is good without checking what everyone else has said in the comments section first. It makes you the type of person who, yes, is more fun to chat to at a house party, but more importantly, is more likely to actually enjoy your own life. Or, I don't know, whatever. Maybe don't bother with all of that. Just buy a cool watch and call it a day. It'll last until the next trending thing comes along anyway, that's for sure. There's a starter pack meme out there for everybody if you look hard enough. Subscribe.